Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be going over the Prototype Pantheon fight on Heroic since the new raid just released. I found this fight to be probably the only time you'll be playing Affliction. It is definitely the best fight for Affliction right now. And the reason for that is you get insane value out of your Legendary Decay and Soul Satchel. You get really good value out of Inevitable Demise and using Soul Rot with Soul Eater. And the reason for that is it's a very niche situation, but you get like between 2 and 4 fully stacked drain lives off, and you just get insane amounts of cleave. So the talents I used were Inevitable Demise, Absolute Corruption, Phantom Singularity, Haunt, and Dark Soul. You can use Writhe and Agony, or you could potentially use Sow the Seeds also if you wanted to. I think all of those strategies are viable, but I wanted more single target, so I went for Haunt, and I wanted lower maintenance, so I went for Absolute Corruption. So, getting into the fight here. On pull, I kind of wait to use my cooldowns, and you see as I inch myself over here, because an ad's going to spawn very shortly. So as this ad spawns, I'm tagging it before I use my Dark Lair, and then I pop all of my cooldowns. So here, I'm waiting for my Inevitable Demise to get close to 50 stacks before I use my Drain Life while the Soul Rot buff is up. So as you can see, it's getting like 46, 47, 48 with about 3 seconds left. After this cast, I will use it and I'll have a full drain on 2 targets. And so a lot of this fight is kind of min-maxing how to use your 50 stack Drain Life. And towards the end of the fight, there are times where you might be able to get 2 off during Bloodlust and such. But not too much happens in this first phase. You just kind of kill one ad and then you burn the bosses equally. The next phase is where things get a little bit tougher. And then the final phase is where you just absolutely pop off and blast this Affliction. So here we're just pushing the bosses. I use my Phantom Singularity and Soul Rot basically on cooldown, and I try to get as much value as I can out of the 50 stack Drain Life wherever possible. So here, I pop all my cooldowns again, and I'm draining right before my Soul Rot ends. So the boss is pushed, and the next 2 will come out, and this part of the fight is definitely a lot more annoying than the other parts, mainly because you get the Nathrius grab in, so you get pulled in. There's a lot of stuff to avoid. So what we decided to do was we decided to just burn one of the bosses and just kind of passively cleave the other one, just to push us out of this phase, because there's like a lot to avoid here, a lot of things going on. But as soon as my cooldowns pop up, I'm using them. Same situation, you know, you want to pop all your shards and then Soul Rot, and then use your drain after. So just doing that now. It's also really important to get as many interrupts as you can on this fight. There's a lot of stuff to interrupt, so having a Felguard out is definitely the play. You can see there's like a lot of stuff coming now. There's tornadoes. The animals knock you up if you hit them. You get pulled in. You get silenced. And here is these little puddles come out, and if they hit you, you get stunned. You can see I got chain stunned and then knocked up, so it's like can get really annoying really quickly. So here we're just trying to push the boss as fast as we can just to get out of this phase, because it's not a fun phase to be in. So once again, using my Soul Rot, Phantom Singularity here, getting my drain off right before my Soul Rot ends. And here is where you pop pretty much all your personals, Healthstone, Dark Pact, Unending Resolve, etc., just because there's a lot of like just pulsing AoE damage going out. And it's definitely like the hardest part of the fight right now. So we push that boss, and here most of the bosses will be at about 50%. However, there's one that is like 56. The Absolution, as you can see, I'm like kind of ready to target him when he comes back. So I'm going to be putting my UA and my Haunt on the Prototype Absolution boss over here, and then I'm going to be cleaving everything else down. So you can see I put all my single target stuff on him. I'm refreshing my dots, pop my trinket, and then I'm just going to be popping off. So here I actually made a mistake, but if you Soul Rot immediately, as soon as you pop your Dark Lair and your Dark Soul, there's 11 seconds left. If you Soul Rot and then drain immediately, you will have a second drain up with close to 50 stacks towards the end of the Soul Rot because you have 4 targets and it's ticking so fast with Bloodlust and such. So I made that mistake here, but that can definitely net you a lot more damage just by doing that, right? So if I used my drain 8 seconds later, or 8 seconds before, you know, I'd be at way more stacks right now than 20. I'd probably be around 40, 45 stacks, and I would have been able to use the drain right before the Soul Rot went off. So that was a mistake by me, but you can definitely get a lot more value out of that. And then here you just want to kind of use your drain life on whatever target is the highest health on cooldown, because you have 4 targets that you're just generating so many shards and you're getting a lot of stacks really quickly. So same thing, just popping my cooldowns. Here I'm waiting because my Soul Rot's about to come up, so I'm just like holding on to my drain life here just so I can get maximum value. So I used all my shards and I'm just getting a 4 target drain constantly. So this is why I think this is probably, if not Affliction's only fight, but definitely the best fight for them, for the spec. See, everything's getting lower here, but this part is like really annoying, and you just want to try to get as much damage off as possible in the first part of this phase before the tornadoes and before the pull-ins and stuff get out, because then it makes the fight a lot harder, obviously, having to constantly move around. So just finishing off the bosses here. They're all still stacked up. You know, pop my cooldowns as they come up. And after this phase, they pretty much die. So boss was pretty fun to play as Affliction. Definitely nice to be able to have a multi-dot stack cleave fight at the same time. It's was really fun to play. So if you haven't yet, give it a try. I think it's the best spec for this type of fight. Better than Demo, possibly even better than Destro, but we'll have to see once people start getting their 4 sets and stuff. So hopefully this is helpful. Have fun in the new raid. Thanks for watching.